Yeah. Yeah, I've got a 6 a.m. flight to Seattle, though, tomorrow morning, so for my regular job. Yeah. So, terrible timing. No, I don't. No. I'm a communications director for a school district outside of Charlotte. No, it isn't. Yeah, it's set for tomorrow morning. Overtime would have been exciting, but I'm glad we didn't go there. Yeah, let's wait for Coach. Just a few reminders before the student athletes and Coach Krzyzewski come on stage. There will be no video recording of the press conference. If you'd like video, you're able to connect in the room here to your left and pull that audio and video files. Once on stage, we'll have a brief opening statement from Coach K, followed by questions directed to our student athletes. Duke University head coach Mike Krzyzewski with student athletes Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett. Coach, a brief opening statement.
Yeah, obviously Johnny's team was magnificent. I mean, they were so well prepared. That's as high a level of any team that we've played against all year. They were men. Aubrey wasn't outstanding. He was magnificent. And our guys hung in there. You know, we got that 7-point lead, and we missed a shot, made a turnover, and then they went on that barrage of shooting. And these kids, my guys, hung in there. They hung in there because, you know, just the momentum of the tournament, what's going on, you could be defeated right there. And instead, they hung in there. You know, we waited forever about the call for the shot clock violation, and you know, and during that, it was 2:09 left, and we talked about these kids are made for these 2 minutes, and they fought, and Cam hit a huge three, and then the will to win of Zion and RJ you can't measure it. It's just there, and it's you know, they're a young look. We're a young group, but what they did right at the end of that game in willing us to win was just absolutely sensational. But again, congratulations to Johnny and his group. You know, they certainly were deserving of winning also.
We'll now open the floor to questions for our student athletes. Just as a reminder, we'll introduce ourselves and our affiliation. We'll start in the back right.
Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. Zion, what was your thoughts on the final drive, looking down at a guy who was almost a foot taller than you when you took it to the basket?
You know, it's March Madness. A lot's going through my mind, but like Coach said, with that 2:09 mark when they were reviewing the play, you know, I consider him the greatest coach of all time. When he looks at you and tell you that you're made for this moment, it's like the most confidence you can be given. So when I went to the basket, I knew it was going in.
Front row on the right.
Danny Kelly with a Sumter item. RJ, what was going through your mind when you hit that shot at the end off the Zion missed free throw?
I was just, you know, thinking what can we do to win this game? And I remember watching March Madness and watching a whole bunch of games and seeing, miss free throw, somebody gets a rebound and a putback. So I thought I'm just going to try to do whatever I can to get this rebound.
Left side, back row.
Joe Bombo, SB Nation Radio. This is for Zion and RJ. At what point in the game did you guys see that this guy Taco was going to be a different challenge than you have met offensively and defensively?
Zion first.
Before the game, obviously. I mean,
We didn't overlook him
he's 7'6".
or underlook him.
Hey, Coach said he's 7'6". Like, I mean, he's a big man down there, so you just have to run the right offense for it. And, he played great. Like, hats off to him. He played an amazing game. But, I think we just hit some big shots, and we were able to get the win.
It's definitely a different challenge. Never really played against something like that before. Definitely it was challenging, but we definitely hung in there, so that was great.
Right side, third row.
RJ, what did the way Aubrey Dawkins played today? Did that surprise you at all? I mean, 32 looked like and had that last tip.
No, it didn't surprise me. Knew he was going to come out and try to be aggressive. He really grew up, with Duke. So, to play against us is probably, a dream come true for him. And he played his butt off, and he was tough to stop for us tonight.
Back row, right side.
Dick Cox with Cox Sports Broadcasting. Zion, when the big man was on you, number 35, it looked like he did not want to come out of the paint to cover to you. Did you feel pretty comfortable in your three-point game today?
Yes, sir. And I always feel comfortable with my three-point game because, my teammates and the coaches are always telling me, shoot a strong shot, and they trust me to shoot it. So when I saw he was playing off, I was just shooting it with confidence.
The right side.
Rich Taylor, WGCV Radio here in Columbia. Can you talk about their last possession, what Coach told you in the huddle, and kind of how that went down? It looked like they were going to hit that tip. What did it feel like on those last microseconds?
Go out there and play defense and play like you gotta play like there's no tomorrow. And Trey played great defense and got him to shoot a off-balance shot. And Dawkins came flying in. I mean, when he tipped it, you talk about microseconds. And when that ball rolled around the rim, it looked like it was going in. But as Coach K talks about a lot with the basketball gods, they had our back tonight.
Last question for the student athletes, back row, right side.
Joe Hughes, Gaston Gazette. When you're playing in the backyard, these situations are ones that you really think about and want to really emulate. Now that you've been able to do that, how does it kind of feel in hindsight?
RJ.
Did you have a backyard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play with the older guys.
All right.
I mean, it's a surreal feeling. I can't really, describe it at all. But just to be out there on the court, the fans, and watching all the games, and just it's been amazing. So to be in that situation, it's like we know it's win or go home. So we're trying to give everything out there because if we lose, that's it for us for this season. So just a surreal feeling, and it's great to win.
Thank you, guys.
You weren't going to have a good answer anyway. I don't want to be in that situation. Take that, yeah.
Questions for Coach Krzyzewski? Front row, right side.
Yeah, Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. Coach, obviously you said you don't like playing your guys in games. I guess this is one of the reasons why. And a long embrace with Coach Dawkins after the game. What if you can share a little bit of what you said.
Look, I love Johnny. Yeah, I'm going to start crying right. So I told him, I love Johnny Dawkins. And the moments, the times that we've spent together and building the program, and 10 years on our staff, and the connections that we've had while he's at Stanford and Central Florida. You know, he's a member of we're family. And, you know, I feel bad that they lost. I mean, I'm happy, you know, it's like a yin and a yang here, because they were deserving of winning, and they were so good. And I'm so proud that those kids played at the level of their coach. And just, it's hard to describe. You know, that's why I hate, you know, obviously we're happy we won, you know, because, you know, that you should, unless you're an idiot, you know, but although some of you might say that I fulfill that description. But no, it's a tough moment, and it'll take me a little while to get through it, to be quite frank with you. Same thing with Aubrey. You know, you see him grow up from a little guy. And, you know, even on our staff, Johnny was kind of like Nolan's father. Nolan's dad died early, and when Johnny was the assistant for us, Nolan really looked to Johnny as a father figure. And so Aubrey, for him, too, is like a brother. I mean, all these connections they're just hard to explain, but they're all true, and that's what makes this it makes it very difficult. And especially Aubrey was the best player on the court today. He was magnificent, and so there were so many good things, great things, and it was a great game because both teams played hard. I mean, really, we haven't had a team play any better against us than they did. They were fantastic.
Back row, left side.
Joe Bombo, SB Nation Radio. It seemed like when you made that timeout around the 3 minutes, when you guys came out, there was more of an emphasis on getting to the basket, and it seemed like you guys were trying to get that fifth foul on fouls. Could you just go through that scenario?
No, it wasn't so much trying to get the fifth foul, because you don't know how the way the game was called was very physical for both teams around the bucket. And so you really, I think that's over-analyzing a moment. If that's what you're going there to do, you're going to lose, you know. And basically, I just tried to get the ball into the hands of my two best players, guys that, you know, these two guys. And then when Cam came back in, you know, in transition, Trey found him for the three. You know, basically, you just try to, it's not as much coaching as allowing your players to make you look good, and if they don't do it, then you have their backs, and our guys know that.
Last question for Coach, right side.
Joshua Messenger, WXDU in Durham. Just curious, with such a talented but young group of freshmen in the biggest moment of their athletic career at this point, with 2 minutes left after the shot clock violation being reviewed, like, what did you tell them to try and keep them calm and keep them focused?
Yeah, well, we had a lot of time. You know, it was it's a long time to do that. And on the court, I said, look, no matter what the decision will be made, there are going to be 8 to 10, maybe more possessions in this game. And you guys were made for these 2 minutes, you know, and just be yourselves, you know, and they are. You know, we had a lot of foul trouble, and we are young, and we're not deep. And but we're good. But we had a lot of stuff go on today that was difficult for us. And they were still able, and the most difficult was the other team, because and we were able to find a way to win. And these kids are that they have it. They have it. I don't know. Hopefully, we can continue to advance. But I love who they are, and I have confidence in them. And if they didn't come through, then I got their backs. You know. But they did come true.
Thank you.
Anything? Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. By the way, and just thank you for the city of Columbia wow, what a beautiful city. And everything about the arena, and especially the state troopers. The state troopers are the best. I know some of you probably don't like them, but they're really a classy, so classy in everything that was going on. So a thank you to all those people. Thank you.
From the University of Central Florida, head coach Johnny Dawkins with student athletes Aubrey Dawkins, Taco Fall, and BJ Taylor. First, an opening statement from coach, and then we'll have questions directed to our student athletes. As a reminder, there's no video recording of the interview, of the press conference. Coach?
It was a great basketball game. I thought both teams rose to the occasion and played their best basketball on the stage where it counts the most. And had to go off to them for, their ability to continue to keep fighting and competing. I was very impressed with the way, Duke, especially with freshmen, were able to kind of withstand some of the, shots that we were making. And it says a lot about their will, it says a lot about their overall mental toughness. And with regards to our guys, I'm just very proud of them. What we're able to do this year as far as, competing at the level we wanted to compete at, making the NCAA tournament, winning a game in the NCAA tournament, says a lot about our senior class because they led us all the way. And I'm just really proud of everything they've done for our program.
Questions for the student athletes? Back row on the right side. Again, introduce ourselves and our affiliation, please.
Brian Murphy, Orlando Sentinel. Aubrey, if you could just sum up the last chance you had there and what you saw and what you felt immediately afterwards.
I had a chance to put back on BJ's floater, and it just didn't go. Rolled around the rim. Heartbreak. That's one way to sum it up. We spent all this time, trying to get to this stage, and obviously we wanted our journey to continue. And so when that doesn't happen, when you invest this much in it, it breaks your heart.
Right side.
Aubrey, Jeffrey Collins from the Associated Press. How long did it feel like that ball hung on that rim before it fell off on that last one?
An eternity. It just up there forever. It felt like in slow motion. And once I saw it go past the midpoint and roll out, at that point, nothing left to do.
Right side, front row.
Yeah, Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. BJ, your final shot looked like it was going to go in as well. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. Coach drew up the play. And we executed it. We got the shot that we wanted. That's a shot that I shoot. I've been shooting that shot ever since, I've been playing for Coach. It just didn't fall. It kills me that it didn't fall. But, I guess that's how it goes sometimes. But, that was the play. We executed it. We got the shot we wanted.
Right side.
To all three players, if you could just quickly sum up how you guys feel about the effort you put out there against the #1 team in the nation.
Taco first, Aubrey, and then RJ. BJ.
I feel like all the guys came in ready to go from the jump. Everybody gave their best efforts. Even the bench was very active throughout the whole game, very involved. We left it all out there. I don't know what to say right now because, the emotions, but I'm very proud of, the guys, and it didn't go our way at the end of the day, but we left it all out there, and that's all you can ask.
Same as Taco, I'm very pleased with how we played. I think we played really hard and gave our best effort, and that's all you can ask for. It's a great game for us.
Yeah, we left it all out there. We played as hard as we could. I think we showed a lot of people, across the country that, we were a serious basketball team, and that, we really could play with anybody. I know coming into this game, a lot of people had us losing by 15 plus to these guys, and they're a great team. And their coach said they fought and they played extremely hard. But I think, we represented UCF, as best we could, and I think we did everything we could to win that game. It just came down to a couple plays.
Right side, third row.
Yeah, Kip Coons for Press Box View. Taco, on Zion's last drive there, did you feel you had position and wonder if you had done enough to get a charge called there?
I just tried to stay big and make a play. Obviously, I was in foul trouble, so I was being careful, but I just, try to make a play and make it miss, and it didn't go my way.
Last question for the students, front row, right side.
A two-part question, one for Aubrey, one for BJ. Aubrey, Zion said he thought your last tip-in was going to go in. The basketball gods had Duke's back today. Is that just how it goes sometimes? And for BJ, was there any contact on your final shot, and could a foul have been called?
Yeah, you miss and make shots, and you got to live with it. We got the opportunity, and it didn't go.
And my last play, it's kind of a blur. I just remember, I got to the spot I wanted to get to. Like I said, that's a shot that I shoot all the time, and it just rimmed out.
Thank you, gentlemen. Questions for Coach Dawkins? Back row in the corner.
Coach, just what do you say to your team immediately after a game like that?
It's tough. We invested so much, of course, like we do every season, and when you invest as much as we did, it's going to be a tough locker room, and it was. But that's the way it should be. Everyone was, down, and, because everyone knew how much we invested in, how much we sacrificed to be at in this position. So we talked about that, talked about how proud I am of my team and of our program, and I thought we represented, UCF and our community, great all year long. I thought our guys were great on and off the court, and I'm just so proud of the men that they've been.
Back row, right side.
Yeah, hi, Johnny, Gene Wong, The Washington Post. Mike was tearing up a little bit when he was talking about you earlier. I saw you guys shared an embrace after the game. Can you kind of share with us a little bit of that? And did you ever envision when he came to D.C. to recruit you that you'd be maybe in a position like this, having to coach against him?
No way. I never thought, we'd be in this position. It's tough. I mean, like you said, we're family, and, our embrace was one, I love that man. That man, without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so he's meant a lot to me, throughout my life. And that's what type of an embrace it was.
Right side.
Can you describe Aubrey's performance and the shots he was making to keep you guys in the game?
Aubrey was terrific. And, you've been part of, you've seen us, a lot this year. He's capable of having moments like that. And, he had one tonight on one of the biggest stages you could have it on. And he couldn't have picked a better time for that for us. And I thought that really helped us, throughout the game. His ability to knock down shots opened some other things up for us. And he had a terrific evening.
Coach, left side, second row.
Coach Dylan Lyons, UCF Nightly News. Obviously, you had a historic season marking a milestone, winning your first NCAA March Madness game. I mean, how do you build upon this success, and what do you tell your team, especially the seniors like BJ and Taco?
Well, I just thanked all of the seniors, especially in front of the team, for everything they've done for us for their careers. And, for us, going forward, we need to use these type of moments to build on. Now our guys understand what it takes to be, in these moments, to be in the NCAA tournament team. And now we need to grow from that. We'll lose some, valuable players, guys that helped, do some things that UCF that hadn't been done before. And now we need the players that are returning to understand the importance of continuing that legacy that the seniors left behind.
Front row on the right.
Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel. Coach, when you saw Aubrey's tip in, did you think it was going to go in, and just your viewpoint?
I did. I thought it was going to go. I thought he got a good look at it at the end. I thought BJ's shot was very close to going also. So when that one didn't go and it rolled out, I saw Aubrey come into the picture real quick, and he had a quick tip at it, and it just kind of hung there, and it just rolled out. That's, as he mentioned before, it's part of our game. I mean, it's a fine line, and it just came up a few inches short, and you have a different outcome.
Back right corner.
It's about Taco's performance. Everybody talked about Taco and Zion coming into this game, and just he dealt with some foul trouble, and you played him with some foul trouble. Just talk about his performance today.
I mean, Taco was amazing, and he has been for us. I mean, he's been one of the most dominant bigs in the country. I think his last probably 6 weeks of the season, I can't think of too many guys that's played any better than him at that position, and just really, really proud of him. I thought he was the leader in the locker room. On the floor, he led by example. He went out there and he would compete for us, and he had a presence on both ends. I thought he affected the game offensively for us around the basket, and he definitely affected the game, defensively. He was terrific around the basket, guarding our rim.
Front row, right side.
Mike Bianchi, Orlando Sentinel again. Coach, Zion's final drive to the hoop where he got Taco fouled out. Were you comfortable with that call? And can you talk about the missed free throw where R.J. Barrett got the rebound? Well, no, definitely. I mean, you have a terrific game, and I thought the game was reffed great. I mean, I have no issues with how the game was reffed. It's a game you have to make plays, and unfortunately, we just didn't make enough plays. They made one more play than we made, and that's how that game was going most of the evening. And they came up with one more big one, and that's all it was. I mean, I think his drive to the basket was strong, and I mean, you have to call what you see, and I have no issues with that, and so that's the nature of our game. RJ, I hadn't seen that play over again. I hadn't seen that play, so
I'm not sure, but the same thing. The ball kind of bounced his way, overall a little bit, and the kid made a great play. I mean, a lot of guys, don't see those plays to make. And RJ, you got to give him credit. He was standing in the moment. He made a terrific basketball play, offensive rebound, putback.
Last question for Coach, back right corner.
BJ talked about when he was out here how it kills him that the shot didn't fall, and Aubrey, the same thing. I wonder, as a coach, for you, how long it would take for you to kind of get over this kind of game.
I can't put a timetable on how long it would take. I just know that when we have games like this, we have to use them to become a better team and a better program. And so we need to use this opportunity that we had to grow for our players that were in that locker room that weren't seniors, and for our staff and everybody involved. We need to use this opportunity. And so the feeling shouldn't go away right away. I think that still having that feeling is not a bad thing. We need to utilize that to become better at what we do.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.